Are you ready? Number one, be worthy. Number two, be intentional. Number three, be consistent. We're going to ask and answer the question today. How do you age without getting old? And I know that that sounds like a bit of a contradiction, but it's really not. Aging, if you will, is a biological process that we all go through. It's inevitable. We're all going to age at some rate. Getting old is more about what's going on up inside our heads. So understand that you're going to age no matter what. That is certainly true. But getting old, so to speak, is about what's going on in your head and how it impacts your actions, specifically as it relates to your health, your fitness, your diet, etc. Okay? You can, with the right mindset and with the right actions, age at a rate much, much different from your peers. Okay, so while your peers are basically getting old prematurely, a bit too quickly, much more quickly than you would like to get old, you can, in fact, reduce the rate that you age by simply doing some fairly obvious things for your health, for your fitness, for your diet, that really anyone can do, but that a lot of people choose not to do. So we're just going to cover that very, very simply here today. And let me introduce myself. Of course, I am Mark Johnson, your fitness ambassador from Bounce Pep and the youngest son of Bill Johnson. So let's jump right into this. So when it comes to your fitness, the first thing that I want to point out to you is that you automatically outpace your peers as you age simply by staying consistent, because most people take their foot off the gas as they get older. Let me repeat, most people take their foot off the gas as the years go by. And so what that means is when they're in their 20s, maybe they're physically active, and then they let up a little as they get into their 30s and 40s, and then they hit their 50s and 60s, and all of a sudden they're not doing anything really physically to keep themselves in good shape. And as you know, keeping yourself in good physical shape directly contributes to keeping yourself in good mental shape. Okay, so a lot of people, what they do is they take their foot off the gas as they get older. All you have to do to stay ahead of the pack, to stay ahead of your peers, is to keep your foot on the gas. Okay, now let me give you something that you can relate to, because I know that a lot of people love to think about money, love to think about having more money and making more money and having all the freedom that a lot of money can give you and having the options. So if you simply earn money, okay, and then you take that money and you put it under your mattress, or you put it into a bank account that's paying little to no interest, then what's going to happen? Inflation will eat at the value. It just eats it away. It just eats away at the value of your money. And so what that means is this is money that you're not actually spending. You just put it away under a mattress or into a savings account or something. And so it's not actually compounding or earning or really building in value for you. And so by default, inflation just eats away at it. So what's happening is you aren't really investing the money, right? And so if you don't invest the money in anything, then the value slowly erodes over time, because as you know, governments can just print money. So if you do nothing, just the same way as if you just put money under a mattress, if you simply live and you say, okay, I'm not going to put any particular effort into my fitness, I'm not going to work out, I'm not going to exercise, I'm not going to try to eat with intention so that I build, a healthy, strong body, then guess what? Just like inflation, time is going to eat away at your body and at your physical capacity, and by extension, your mental capacity. Okay, they are both going to suffer. And so what you have to do, much like you would do with your money, is you need to invest your time into some kind of a physical activity that pays dividends over the long term. In order to talk about getting old, we must talk about age. Understand that you have a chronological age, which is simply the amount of time that has elapsed since the day you were born, and then you have a fitness age or a biological age or a health age. All of those things are essentially the same thing. I call it a fitness age, but basically it's your biological age, and that is related to your cardio, respiratory health, and your physical capacity. Okay, so that is something that is under your direct control to impact. You cannot slow down or speed up your chronological age, but your fitness age, oh, you have a lot of influence over that. So let me tell you what I think is going on here for most people. And it may not be you specifically, it's certainly not me specifically, but for most people, what happens is they believe that they are supposed to get weaker. It's just how it goes. Next, they see other people around them getting weaker, so their suspicions are confirmed. And then next, but most importantly, is they believe that it's good enough for them. And this is where I recommend that you jump off of the bus as quickly as you can. Okay? It is not a given that you must get weaker, that you must get creakier and clunkier and rickety and off balance and sickly. That is not a given. And it's certainly not a given that those things must happen to you prematurely. Okay? So you have to have a totally different framework for your life as it relates to your fitness and your health. What is that? And this is interesting because I was just out with my wife and daughters yesterday, and we were just enjoying the day. And about lunchtime, we decided that it was time to eat. And the decision was made after some debate to go to McDonald's. Now, I'm not going to speak badly on McDonald's. I don't have anything against McDonald's, but I don't like McDonald's. I don't think it tastes good. It's obviously not very good for my health, and so I don't want to eat McDonald's. So I just politely declined. I said, okay, if you four want to go and enjoy McDonald's, then you go and do that, but I'm going to go and find someplace else to eat. And I did that. I went and found something that was healthier, had some nice vegetables, gave me some nice protein. You know, I had some meat, had some vegetables, had some rice and everything, but it was beautifully prepared. It was much, much healthier, much more satisfying, and I did not mind spending more. And do you know why? It's because I decided that I deserve more than fast food. So with that, we're going to get into the framework that you must apply in order to ensure that your fitness age is lower than your chronological age and that you stay ahead of the pack. Staying ahead of the pack means that you are healthier, you feel younger, you look younger than your peers. Are you ready? Number 1, be worthy. Number 2, be intentional. Number 3, be consistent. I know that sounds incredibly simple, and it is, but a lot of people are unable to do those 3 things. And that is what gets them to that point where they're aging more quickly than they should age. Okay, so there are some things that you can do. When we say be worthy, that simply means believe that you deserve more. Okay, believe that you deserve more. You deserve more than to be sickly and all off balance and just looking terrible. You deserve more than that. You have to truly believe that. That's the very first thing. If you believe that you deserve what everybody else is getting, you're going to get what they get. Okay? So you deserve more. Now, be consistent. Be intentional, or actually I should say be intentional and then be consistent. So intentionality comes before the consistency. You have to say, look, I deserve more, and then I'm going to do certain things to ensure that I get more. That's intentionality. That is intent, okay? You're going to do certain things to ensure that you get more out of your life and out of your health than other people are getting. Now, as a practical matter, I highly recommend that you do not smoke, okay? Smoking, there's just, look, enough said. If you want to drink, you can drink, but I highly recommend that you don't overdo it. Drunkenness, okay, first of all, drunkenness is just unattractive. I've never met anyone who was more attractive when they were drunk. So just right there, that gives you a reason to be prudent about how much you drink. I never say that you shouldn't drink or you can't drink, because quite frankly, I enjoy a drink sometimes. It's fine, but I don't go overboard, and I watch how much I'm drinking, and I just keep a lid on it. So I encourage you to do the same. Next thing, eat with intent. Make it a point to eat well. Eat fresh foods that are prepared by someone's hands in a real kitchen. Okay, so if you can avoid a whole lot of highly processed foods, things that come out of factories, then by all means, do that as much as you can. It doesn't mean that you can never enjoy those potato chips, but it does mean that, snacking on potato chips should not be like an everyday thing. If it's every day, then think about cutting that kind of thing down. Okay. And then finally, you've got to get on top of your exercise and stay on top of your exercise. And the younger that you start doing this, the better. So if you're in your 20s, I'm talking to you too. This is not only for people who are middle-aged or even older. This is for young people too. If you're in your 20s, get on top of your fitness. Go work out, go run, go lift some weights or whatever you have to do, and stay consistent with it. That is the third part of that framework. Be consistent. That means consistency over the weeks, the months, and the years. Keep going. Do you know why this simple framework works? Well, it's simply because you build momentum and then you just keep it going. One of the things that I see that is so wasteful is when people start something new. They develop a new habit, and it seems like it really is a new habit. And then for some reason, whatever it is, they just stop. And they've gone all of that time building all that momentum, just like that, building all that momentum. And then they stop before they get to that point where the moment starts going almost like straight up in the air. So they kind of stop around here where they're building. But if they just keep going, that momentum will build more steeply. And they stop the momentum and they lose all of the gains. And so you don't want to do this. You don't want to be someone who maybe in their 20s and 30s was working out regularly, and then you hit your 40s and you just slack off and you lose that momentum. Keep the momentum going, okay? Momentum works in your positive momentum works in your favor. Negative momentum, which is basically what stopping is. Stopping is negative momentum, works against you, works against your health, works against your fitness, okay? So there you have it. That is the framework that you can use to ensure that even though you age, and we all age, you don't necessarily have to get too old too quickly. And I'm just sharing this with you because this is how I live. And at Bounce Pep, this is how we encourage everyone to live. You can't avoid aging, but you don't have to just get old so quickly. All right. So I want you to take this with you today. And before I go, just want to mention that if you send an email to sales_cs@bouncepep.com and you put in the subject line, belief training, then I'm going to select 5 people to get a free session of belief training. And this is something that works on your mindset, and also a free product from Bounce Pep, an actual product that you can use for your workout. And it's going to be something that you can select from several different options. So if you don't like one product that we offer free, you can choose something else. But I want you to just go ahead and send that email. And if we select you, you will get the free training as well as the free product. And it is free. There's no actual cost to you. So I promise you, these things are free. And the training will be one-on-one with me. Yes, yours truly. So you're going to be speaking directly with me in the training over a Zoom call or something like that. We'll make it happen. With that said, download the ebook, Be the Total Package, immediately. Get that book, read it, get in the right frame of mind, and take everything that I explained to you with you today. Have a great day. Stay on top of your fitness. Don't let yourself get old faster than you're supposed to. All right, I'm out. Take care.